Hi, I'm Damien Grant. I'm the director of Tempest, and I'm with Mr. Van Roosmalen, who is dressed disturbingly casual today.
Casual Friday, isn't it?
Casual Friday is tomorrow.
Noted.
Okay, all right. So, no court appearance today?
No, the bankruptcy we had was settled late yesterday.
That's
so
right. Very
some money in the
disappointing.
bank.
I thought it'd be useful today just to do a rundown of some of the sort of things that we do here at Tempest. So one of the things we do is we buy debts and then we go and enforce them. So we had one particular client and they're in the business of supplying chocolate and honey.
Yes.
A very sweet deal.
Yes. So we were approached by a company that sold chocolate on a subscription type basis.
Subscription?
Yes, they had a monthly...
Chocolate as a service?
They had a monthly kind of arrangement going with their clients. One of these particular debtors would pay them in part payment of cash and part payment of honey. So there was a bit
So our client delivered chocolate,
yes,
and they got cash and honey in return?
Yes, from the debtor.
Okay, so the issue was that our client said that there was a $15,000 debt.
Yes.
And that's what we purchased that debt.
Yes.
But when we went and approached the debtor, what happened?
The debtor came up with some statements that showed they did provide a certain amount of honey to our assigner. We treated that effectively as a set-off against the amount claimed by our client against the third party.
Just for clarity, I mean, part of the reason why our approach worked is that the debtor could safely ignore the client. So they could say, you're not going to do anything. They just ignore them. When Tempest gets involved, we own the debt, and then we are using then our lawyers to drive and get a result, and that's what really had an impact here. But also part of the reason why is that there was a legitimate dispute.
Yes.
And sometimes it actually requires the threat of litigation to get the other side. So they're sitting there thinking, well, I don't have to pay the money. They were probably thinking they didn't have to pay anything because it was a dispute. But anyway, what was the process that you used to get some cash out of these people?
We had some correspondence with their accountants and a bit of back and forth in terms of emails. Most people that have bad debts aren't a very high value, tend to get rid of them and just write them off. So our service is quite useful, I think, because we have the ability to chase them up and
take them to court,
get a good recovery for our clients, and that's certainly something that happened in this case, and I think our clients will be quite satisfied with the result.
They seem very happy. Because, from their perspective, they ended up getting $3,000 back?
Yes, I think.
Now, okay, it was a $15,000 headline debt, but in reality it wasn't $15,000, I think, and they accepted that the full amount wasn't due. They just hadn't gone through that reconciliation process because the debtor was ignoring them. It was only once we got involved that we got that result. But the other reality is, look, we're not that interested in $15,000 debts, but we pursue $15,000 debts, and we pursue a lot of that sort of stuff. And so I think the debtor understood that really quickly, that once Tempest was involved, if we had to go the distance, we would have gone the distance, and we would have bankrupted or liquidated the person at the other end. In the end, our client ended up with $3,000, which is $3,000 more than they would have got otherwise, because they would have got nothing.
They would have been ignored. So I think at the end of the day, if you do have some bad debts that you need a bit of treatment on, get in touch by email. We'll leave some links down below. You can leave a comment, and we'll get in touch with you also. Thank you very much. Yeah,
and I think the key takeout there is that this was a debt that had been written off. That's the message. If you've got debts and you've written them off, then contact us at Tempest. We'll buy those debts and we'll get you some cash.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.